At the beginning of this year, on January 1st, I made a video called Learning to Quit. In that video, it's like 15 minutes long, but I was still figuring out what I wanted to do with this little experiment. But in that video, I gave like two or three examples about myself and how I learned to quit. What I was trying to get in that video was that when there were roadblocks in front of me, obstacles in my way, when there were paths in life that I was trying to take that weren't panning out, I told myself it was okay to quit and try something new. Move in a different direction is what I was getting at. Today, today I have completed this entire experiment of Clement talk. One video posted every single day, whether it be inspirational, whether it be depressing, a video every single day where I look at this camera and I talk at it. I don't really even know how to go from there. This isn't even something big. I didn't accomplish anything really huge with this. There's no big number to point at and say, "Oh, look, we did this," because this wasn't really even the point of this. The point of these videos, like I've stated before, was purely for me to to accomplish one thing a day, I guess. To just sit at my desk and make a video, whether it be about my BPD and how that affects me, or an incident that happened to me that week and I wanted to talk about it and learn from it, or something that I can take from my life and help other people improve theirs with. Boom, lighting change. Today, what I want to talk about is learning to start. We're going to come full circle with these videos. I never really wanted to give myself a chance growing up. I've said before that when I was 18, I thought it was done. I was ready to put in my punch card. I never had any dreams of college. I was in college ready classes, I was in my AP classes, but I never took the tests. I took the SAT, but I never did anything with it. I just didn't see myself doing anything. I didn't see myself on this earth past 18. So I never dreamed big. I never had these big aspirations. I remember when I got out of that psych ward, I remember thinking to myself how fucked I was. You know, I was past the window to get into college with all my classmates. I wouldn't have been in their same classes, and I was poor already, so I wasn't even really ever even gonna go to college. But it was more cementing the fact that, like, yeah, I that train missed me, and I had to figure some other shit out. I hopped between trying to learn into real estate, trying to fuck around in FL Studio, trying to be a producer, some shit, you know. But I always had a dream to make something that people can enjoy. I always wanted to make people laugh. Make something that it can entertain people and bring joy to them, and they can come and view it and watch it or listen to it or whatever it is, and they can just have a smile on their face. Until one day I figured out, hey, I have an Xbox. I play Overwatch every single day. I play Overwatch while I'm doing my fucking real estate lessons. Let me stream this. Let me do something with this fucking obsession I have with Overwatch. Through that, through that spark, through that initial thought process of let me try, let me start, I was able to not only figure out where I want to go in life through that trial and error process of doing all these different things and seeing where they could lead me, but I landed on something that I liked, and I went full speed ahead on it. I was trying to find every opportunity I could to stream. I was trying to find like every shortcut and how to edit my own videos and how to. I remember I bought this MacBook I'm using right now. I bought this MacBook for the sole purpose of my streams, so I could better so I could access Adobe Photoshop and Premiere in a because I'd used a Mac at school when learning Photoshop and learning Premiere. So I was like, let me get a MacBook so it's all the same and I already know what's going on. I can have the same like interface to work with. I remember doing that, and this was about 2000. This was like $2,000. I worked really hard to save up the money to buy this laptop. I saved up so much money to buy this computer so I could transition from Xbox to a PC setup. I spent so much time looking into different housing districts once I was getting kicked out of my house to figure out which one had the best internet quality so I could stream better and more often. My decision making was driven by my drive to succeed in this field. But beyond that, beyond the initial stage, I learned so much, not only about people, but about myself and about how people react to the things I say, how some people will have different mindsets than me and won't view the same information that I do in the same way. I've learned how to actively make an engaging video and how to not make an engaging video, how to appeal to a certain niche and how to appeal to a broad demographic. I've learned so much about social media and I've learned how to, I'm still learning, but I've learned how to, so far, how to make something that can reach the right people. I want to say, when I started making these videos, I told myself that these daily videos were going to be something that were going to inspire people. I remember, I can't remember his name. I think it's like Zach something, but he made the similar kind of video, 5 to 10 minutes of him out in nature, and he's talking about a certain point. Usually, that point was just was just like one word, and he would wrap the whole video around it, and that's what I used to do. I would just put like one word in the title, and it would all revolve around that. Throughout time, these videos slowly became more and more about me and my personal life, like explicitly, instead of being more of a broader topic that I would then condense down into an experience of mine that I can use to explore the topic. I quickly turned this into more of a diary, into more of just an outlet to vent my frustrations. And through that, I found a lot more grace. I found a lot more acceptance in the fact that I saw people relate to what I was saying. People take what I'm saying and think about it and really let it sit with them. And I found that people are a lot more receptive to a more calm, a more like natural dialogue, especially when it comes to topics that are more serious and heavy setted. When I would talk about my familial problems or my mental health problems, I would have people in the comments basically just saying, I'm going through the exact same thing right now. I'm so glad I found this video. or maybe they would give me advice, and it made me feel a lot more just seen, a lot more socially acceptable to be experiencing these things. Because look, there's so many other people that are experiencing these things. You're not. It's not just you. I also I feel like these videos have been more of a help to me than they have been to a lot of other people, which was, again, that was kind of the point. These videos were mainly for me, but as I've just said, there have been a lot of people who have found that sense of comfort in these videos. But again, I do think these videos have done a lot more work for me and my mental health and my mental well-being and just my emotional stability than anything else. But I want to talk. I want to talk more about learning to just start. I have been I've been held back by a lot of different things in life, and one of those things was my own self-doubt, my own self-criticism. Even when I'm making videos now, I'll be watching them and be like, "Oh, this fucking sucks," or like, "This is not funny. This is whatever," you know. And even still, I still make some mistakes. I still put out videos that are not funny or really cringe or whatever. But the only way I was able to figure that out was just by putting my toe in the water. I had to just do it, figure it out as I'm going. I noticed that like when my video style, especially for my normal TikToks that I make for my Overwatch page, have changed so much over this year. Like the editing has gotten a lot better. My dialogue feels a lot less stilted. The the videos just physically they just look better. The quality is a lot cleaner. And the only way I've been able to improve my craft is just by doing it over and over and over again every single day. By being at this computer doing these videos and then I'd edit, it's like, okay, well, I'm here every night. I'm here at this desk editing these videos. It's going to get better because I'm constantly doing it. Oh, let me add this idea. Let me take this idea out. Let me alternate this. Let me change it around a little bit. It's wonderful. You know, so much good has come into my life because I decided to start doing something. I decided to start streaming. I decided to start editing my own videos. I decided to start looking for better opportunities in my work field. I decided to start making these videos and letting myself have an outlet every night instead of just sitting in my room and not having or just, I guess just talking to a fucking wall. I started doing something. And that's frankly all life is. You know, when you boil things down, life becomes something where you just have to initiate it. Nothing really happens to you, you know? Things don't just happen and then you feel the effects of them. Other than, of course, great cataclysmic fucking events, what I mean? I'm talking realistically, every single day, nothing will just happen to you. Very few and far between will things just happen and affect you. You have to make the change. You have to get out of bed, step forward, get in the, like you have to initiate it. And that's all what these videos have been about. Have just been about initiating, being the driving force, being the change. You want your life to get better, you have to go out and do it because no one's coming to save you. You need to be your own you need to be your own savior. You need to go and work and try and fail and try again and then succeed. You have to do that. I don't know if I'm going to do these next year. I may only do one a week and maybe just do a longer video. I may just do a couple a week. I don't think these will be daily next year. I just don't have a, I don't have enough to talk about to make them daily. Maybe I'll just make a video when I have an idea. Maybe I don't know. I'm still deciding. But what I want to leave you here with today is that your life will only improve. Your life will only change for the better. Your life will only begin when you decide to take charge. When you decide that you're tired of being pushed around, you're tired of being just driftwood in the river. When you decide that you are ready to take the reins of your own life and begin making some important decisions on how you want to alter its course in order to better it, that is when life becomes very interesting. It may not be fun, it may not be joyous all the time, but it becomes interesting, and that is when life becomes worth living. Thank you. And thank you all for watching for this long. I'm gonna cry. Thank you. I love you all. Good night.